how much grammar do you actually need to know? Well, first of all, how would you quantify that? Well, I can quantify it. I can say two things. You need to know it all, but you also need to know none. What do I mean by that? You don't need to be able to give me an A through Z of every grammatical form that has ever existed and be able to tell me everything about it. No, but you do need to be able to teach any grammar. And how can you do that? Well, you can do it through the magic of MFP, meaning, form, pronunciation. Let's take an example. When I first came onto my CELTA, I had barely heard of the present tense. That's about as far as it went for me. The past tense, the future tense. I never heard of the present simple, the present continuous, the future perfect. Call it what you will. So, if you had asked me on day one to, teach one of these things, I probably would have made up a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. I would have really been doing like a traveling salesman kind of approach, just saying the first things that came to mind. If you had asked me a few weeks down the path when I was on my course and I had received some instruction on how to do language analysis, I could then go and look at a piece of grammar that, let's take for example, the future perfect continuous. Even by the name of it, it sounds complicated. And here's an example of the future perfect continuous. By the time you have arrived, I will have been cooking dinner for 30 minutes. Let's count all the verbs there. After the subject, I will have been cooking. 4 verbs, okay? And in fact, 3 verbs before you get to the main one. Okay. This thought process, 3 verbs, the main verb. Oh, that's form. So let's think about it. There's a subject, will have been. I will have been, you will have been, she will. Okay, so it's always will have been, doing, cooking, speaking. Okay, so the main verb, the only thing that really changes there is always in an ing form. Okay, I've got form down already. Well, what does this thing mean? By the time you arrive, that's some point in the future, I will have been cooking. So I'll have started something, but it will be ongoing prior to this point in the future, and then it'll probably continue afterwards. So maybe I can represent that, because I'm doing these gestures here, I can represent that on a timeline, draw a point in the future, draw my present, and maybe draw a squiggly line between the present and the point in the future, and call this point in the future when you arrive. Okay, now I've got meaning. Okay, great, we're making wonderful progress here. Okay, what about pronunciation? I'll have been cooking. I'll have been. Okay, so it's not I will have been, the been. I'll have been. At least that's how I said. Maybe some might say I'll have been, depending on which is most relevant to the local context. At least here where I live, people would say that. I'll have been doing that by the time you arrive. Okay, so what I need to show there is a kind of contraction. How can I do that? I will have been cooking. I'll have been. Oh, I can use this finger technique. I'll have been to show. Will have been, will have been. I'll have been cooking. I'll have been cooking. And then maybe I might click my fingers. I'll have been cooking. I'll have been cooking, just to show the rhythm, that the stress is falling there on that main verb. I'll have been cooking. I'll have been cooking. I'll have been cooking. Okay, great. I've got 2 aspects of pronunciation there, the connected speech and the rhythm. I think I'm good to go now. 5 minutes ago, I knew nothing about this future perfect continuous, and now I know the meaning, form, pronunciation. I'm good to go. I can teach this. I can teach any grammar. I don't need to know any of the grammar. I need to know all of the grammar, or better put, I need to have this in my toolkit that I can teach any grammar. Throw it at me. I'll do my language analysis. I know that all I need to get across to my students is the meaning, the form, and the pronunciation, and we're good to go. Then we need to do some practice. We need to do some freer fluency work with it as well, and we got ourselves a lesson. Wait a sec. Are you lost in a CELTA maze? Fear not. Head on over to my website and let's have a 45-minute consultation, and let's tackle this CELTA thing. 1 lesson plan, 1 assignment at a time. Okay, enough with the detour. Let's head back on over to the video. Okay, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this? Does this language analysis approach work for you? What have you found by taking this meaning, form, pronunciation approach to your language teaching? Okay, thank you so much for watching. All that's left for me to say is bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.